Hey everybody, it's Ernesto. Aloha, you guys. Please join in. Please join in. I am extremely excited about this one. My friend Katie, what's
Hey,
going on?
how are you? I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to start talking Florida, right?
Yeah,
This has been a long time coming.
it
So
is. It is. And honestly, it's just been a lot of fun to just see you grow and do the things that you're doing. And I'm excited for you to be another speaker. Again, you're on my to invite list on a lot of my speaking engagements here. So
goals, thank you.
right. So first of all, before we go into that, I gotta ask you,
Yeah.
what's the weather like out there right now?
Oh, it's really cold. So we had like a snowstorm over the weekend and it's probably like 16 degrees.
Oh shit! That's a
I love
hell.
it though. I know we're opposite, but like bring on the snowstorms.
Damn, that's a trooper right there. So for those of you who are joining in right now, again, my name is Ernesto. I have my friend Katie here, who's going to be again a speaker for me for South Florida. And for those of you who have not registered for the Not Your Typical Psychotherapist Summit in South Florida, right by the damn beach,
Yeah.
you get to see a lot of great speakers. And I really wanted to talk to Katie about, her success in creating courses, but I'm really interested in this angle that she's going to be taking her talk. Basically, get this, I love this. For those of you who want to do a course, you know the strategy, you know the marketing and all of that stuff, but are you damn prepared for some of those haters that come out of nowhere or some negative feedback? And for those of us who are sensitive to that, which I am, I'll admit, that can really weigh on that piece and that part of your empire, or you're building your empire. So Katie, for those of you, for those who have been under the rug or under the rock that don't know you, please introduce yourself to them.
Yeah. So my name is Keates May. I am a licensed therapist. I own a group practice, a teen support center, where I have 13 therapists. We have tons and tons of groups. And so one of my passions, because I can't shut up about what I do, is that I help therapists market, fill, and run groups in private practice. And a big part of my teaching of that is social media strategies and social media visibility and marketing. And so that is something that I've been helping therapists with for a while. My website, becomeagroupguru.com, you can learn more about that there. But one of the things I notice again and again is as I teach these strategies and like doing video and creating posts and getting more visible, is that it triggers this vulnerability within us as therapists. Like, can I put myself out there in this way? Are people going to think I'm attention seeking or extra? Or who do I think I am for, sharing this information? And I don't want to bother people. I don't want to do this again. And so there's this like fear of rejection, embarrassment, shame that starts to come up. And so, I can teach strategies all day long, and I know they work, as evidenced by the 100+ therapists who have been through my courses and are filling groups and marketing and, rocking it in their practices. But if you can't get over your own stuff, am I allowed to say shit? If you can't
You
get
can
over
say
your own
fuck
shit,
if you want to. Hey.
then it's going to be really hard for you to make a name for yourself, build your brand, and be fully visible in your community. So that's kind of the starting point of why I think this is so important. And I'll add to that I am scared out of my mind to speak in public. So every time you
I
ask
love
me to
that.
speak and I do it, you see me go through this process of like major anxiety, and then I put myself on the stage and I do it, and I feel empowered and I gain business and I make money because I'm putting myself in this vulnerable, visible position. And that's what I want to help other therapists get to as well, is like, don't stand in your own way, get yourself to the point where you can feel empowered and good and make money for the thing that you love. Because that's, why else are we doing this if not for love, impact, and income at the same time?
Absolutely. And that is one of the reasons why I know the history. I know the background of what you experience as a speaker. And so to actually see you nail it on stage shows me that it is possible, right? Because there are times, because you and I had a conversation before, like, I don't want to be in front of people. I don't want to do that. And then when I see you actually presenting and just destroying the stage, right? That makes me go, you know what? Her voice needs to be heard. Her message needs to be heard because she's actually showing it. And I'm going to validate you on this. You know, when you create something beautiful for people, something that is helpful for them, not everyone is going to rejoice with you and
Yeah.
celebrate with you. I learned this the hard way when I was like, you know, I'm going to do conference, I'm going to do all of these other things, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will like it. Not very many people did. And in fact, they don't let their voices known on social media. Sometimes they let their voices known through email, private messages, all of those things. I'm like, what the hell, you guys? I'm just creating a space for all of us to come together.
Right.
Or a thing for you, and you are attacking me?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? So let's have a conversation with that. And I got to back up just a little bit. So let me brag about Katie just a little bit, okay? So I did her promotional video. Oh my gosh, how long ago? The first one.
The first one was like almost 3 years ago at this point.
Oh my gosh, 3 years ago. So I flew out to, what am I, where are you?
Philadelphia.
Oh my gosh, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yes. What the hell? For some reason,
Good, I
anywhere
got
cold. Flew out there and got a chance to know Katie a little bit more, and the things that she's trying to do. She loves working with teens. She does DBT groups. She does all of those things, right? And she has a group practice. And I remember having a conversation with her and asked her one question about, you know, why do you do the things that you do? And I could literally see her eyes water up
I
because
did.
you, right? Because it's so deep.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself, that deeper part of you who really resonate with your work is what catapults your what you do. And no matter how you feel about it, whether the fear sets in, you just continue to do it because you know this is what you need to do. And now you're creating content, courses
Yeah.
for all of us to see and to learn from. And so now I'm hearing you are extending to another location.
Oh yeah. For a second, and that was, you're absolutely right. Like everything I do is driven by my purpose and, you know, my capital Y for the things that I do. And so it hurt my heart to hear about teens, you know, 20 minutes down the road who couldn't access the kinds of services that we provide, or who were going to like general providers who saw everyone and anyone, who's fine if that's what you do. But for, you know, these high risk suicidal teens that we
Right.
work with, they really need a specialized treatment. And so, you know, even though I was told myself after I bought the building that I'm in right now that has my big group practice in it, I'm taking a break. I'm, you know, I can't take a break. Like
She bought her building, everyone.
I
She
bought my
bought her
building.
freaking building.
Listen, I am building an empire, and I am building equity, and I am building a future for my family. And that is a big part of what I want to do as well. But to your point of like, you know, this is personal to me. It is personal to me. And then when somebody attacks that, or when somebody says, you know, questions my integrity, or tells me that I'm doing something wrong, or tells me I shouldn't brag about how much I make on the internet, like those kinds of, you know, you call them haters. I have a reason I don't call them haters, which we can talk about. It is personal. It hurts my feelings. I'm a human being. And I think it's important to talk about, like, just because, you know, people like us are more visible and talking about these things doesn't mean that, you know, I don't go cry a little bit if somebody says something mean about me on the internet. Like it does, I have a thick skin, but I'm still a human being.
Right. Absolutely. And, you know, that's the part of what we want to talk about. You create strategies, you create ways to help therapists develop an incredible course, right? How does Katie May deal with these emotional vampires, what
Yeah.
I call? How do you deal with them?
Okay, I have this theory that when we call someone a hater, and even though that's in the title of my presentation, because it's an easy way to talk about these people.
And everybody resonates with it.
Right. That actually when we're calling them a hater, we're giving them power. And it's kind of like we're putting ourselves on the other end of that spectrum. And we're saying that we have done something that's worthy of being hated. And you're just living my life. Like I'm not doing something to create hatred in you. I'm not doing something to create jealousy or envy within you. If you're experiencing these emotions, my behaviors may have triggered it, but they're not my limits and they're not my beliefs. That belongs to you. And so that is something for you to work out. I am just, you know, a mirror for what you're experiencing.
I don't even know how to follow that, Katie, because that is just incredibly profound and real and true. you're right. Sometimes when someone projects their own hate or their own feelings, negative feelings towards us, we immediately and unconsciously take responsibility for that. That
Absolutely.
it's my fault that you're feeling that way, and therefore let me go ahead and adjust my world so that you can feel better about me.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. And I won't
Wow.
apologize for living my life and making an impact. Nobody's asking me to apologize, but just as a general sense, like there is not a need for you to make yourself small or dim your light because someone else can't handle your intensity or your brightness.
Oh shit, I don't even know. Okay, I'm so inspired right now. That is so damn true. Everyone, give people the respect so that they can experience their own emotion. You don't have to
Yeah.
dwindle yourself. If you shine bright, tell them here's some sunglasses to wear. You know, it's $5 at the gas station. Put it on, bitch. Right?
Listen, you could close the shades, but it doesn't mean the sun is going to stop shining. Like,
Ooh, that's awesome. So tell us some tangible steps. Tell us, so someone's listening right now and they go, oh my gosh, Katie, I'm experiencing all this. And this is great on theory. I love your philosophy. I love where you're going with this. But what the fuck? Help me. Like, what can I do uh,
yeah.
to move forward with this?
Okay, so I have some thoughts. So just as a little bit of a teaser, like we will be going deep into some exposures around this in my presentation. I'm going to be pushing people outside their comfort zone a little bit. If they're a willing participant in that, they can always just sit there and observe as well. But what I would say to start with is observing these experiences that you have and not taking them as a truth about who you are.
Ooh,
So if you, okay, so part of my experience when I post something that's a little bit more vulnerable is that I question myself. I feel anxiety before I push that post button. And I notice those experiences and I'm like, okay, that's my anxiety showing up. That's my, self-doubt showing up. And I'm giving these things a label, but I'm not interpreting those experiences as a truth that I shouldn't post that thing.
wow.
And so we really want to be mindful of, looking and labeling. Here's what's happening, and here's the label for it. And what I said this to Carrie Nola once, like, I'm okay being a little bit vulnerable and embarrassed if it means that my experience becomes a vehicle for someone else to heal and change in a way.
Whoa.
Really
Wow.
good person to talk to you. I really
I,
like
I'm telling you, because you know what, this is real, because this is something that definitely many of us take, and it's an unconscious level. But when
yeah,
you voice it out loud and go, you know what, no, 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 I'm okay. If you see me doing what I need to do and doing everything that I say that I'm going to be doing in the context of building my damn empire, right?
right.
And I'm doing it out of fear, as oh, I'm fearful, but I'm still doing it.
Yeah,
Then if it encourages you and inspires you, well, what the hell? Go for it.
yeah. Yeah, and I think, I mean, the simplest way of saying it is like, I'm afraid and I do it anyway. And I think a lot of people have this belief that if you're afraid, you shouldn't be doing it, right?
Mm, mm, absolutely. I love the fact that you are reframing the word hater. I want to go a little bit more into that. Repeat again the way that you reframe the word hater and not putting so much power in that, not validating the hate by which they are projecting themselves onto you. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay, so I don't know if I'll be able to recreate what I said, but if someone is experiencing like hate or envy or jealousy or criticizing something that you're putting in the online space, that is an emotion that belongs to them. Your business is a reflection of your internal landscape. And when you put something out there, someone else is responding to that, but their response is coming from their internal landscape, right? So when we share, we take responsibility for what we share, and obviously we don't want to hurt someone. We're not intentionally doing anything that is against our own values. But if you can truly look at what you shared and say, okay, this is aligned with who I am, these are my values, I didn't do anything wrong to intentionally hurt another person, let somebody else have their own experience of that. And so when we call them a hater, we're giving them power. We're saying they're hating on us and I've done something that's worthy of being hated.
Wow. I'm gonna have some time today to meditate and process that, because I know inside of me it's true. My brain needs to catch up in understanding that. right?
Yeah.
You know, it's huge. That would mean that in my mind, I need to, or I need to redefine that word hate.
Yeah.
Help me out here. What should I place it with? So that
Well,
it doesn't give them power or validate that I have a reason. I gave you a reason to hate me.
yeah, I have to kind of talk through it to get to that point. So if somebody says something to me about something I posted, let's say, for example, and this happens often, I'll say like, this is how much money we made this month, and I'm super excited about this, and here's how I can help therapists. And then I'll get like a private message or somebody that says like, this is a lie, or you shouldn't talk about money, or, this is taboo, or whatever. And then I used to get this experience of like this sinking feeling. I felt a little sick. I felt like, this warmness wash over me. And so what I recognized was this is my experience of shame. I feel shame right now, and I feel that I have done something wrong, or that I am a bad
Wow.
person in some way for this action. And
Yeah.
so when I can take it off of this person as a hater, and I can recognize my own emotion, I can take responsibility for how I respond. So now when I see someone else do some of those things, I can acknowledge like, this is your own limit. Like, I don't play by your rules. I barely play by my own rules because they change every day. So if you have this rule that like, I shouldn't do this, or that it's not okay to do this kind of thing, well,
Wow.
your limits are what keep you stuck where you are. And if I play by your limits, then I'm not building my empire the way that I want to. So,
That is, wow. Okay, let's take a break. For those of you who are watching in right now, we want to hear your comments. We want to hear your thoughts. If you disagree, if you agree, let's open up this discussion. Okay. The
oh,
other thing
please
too
agree
is
with
for
me.
yes, and
Please.
actually, no one is disagreeing with you at this moment. This is phenomenal. So here's one thing I want you guys to look at as well too. At the top of this link, Katie May is one of my all-star repeat speaker offender
Oh, wow.
at the Not Your Typical Psychotherapist Summit. So I want you guys to kind of look at if you can join us. It's going to be in South Florida in May. She's going to be one of my speakers. Last time here in Anaheim when we did it in California, she just brought the house down, and a lot of
Oh,
people was just incredibly moved by what she did in her presentation. Click on the link above. The registration link, it's going to be at the Bahia Mar in South Florida, right by the beach. Actually, you can just walk across the street and you're in the beautiful South Florida. So anyway, we're going to continue our talk here. So I love the fact that you're redefining that anything else that you'd want to suggest to us on how we can move forward in this emotional experience of, holy crap, I'm being hated.
yeah, I mean, and I think sometimes it starts with just like small steps. We're scared to share because we fear rejection or we fear the backlash. And so sometimes that means no action at all. So start by commenting on other people's posts that are non-threatening. Start by sharing, don't dive into the deep end and share like your big, deep, dark secret on the internet. Although I will talk about a strategy for why that works to take all the power away from the haters when we're in Florida. But I would say start small, share things, share what you had for breakfast, share an
Yeah.
activity that you did. Like if you are so stuck in inaction because you fear rejection, backlash, haters, then start by sharing something and then step it up over time, because it really does take a comfort level to get to that point. I mean, I don't think I always share the kinds of things that I share now. And this
Right.
past December, I shared probably the most personal things ever. I'm going to share my story at the presentation about how like I almost threw up multiple times thinking about this thing being posted on the internet, and my experience of that, because it's so real. Like it's not easy to be raw and vulnerable. And yet every time I do, it benefits me. It benefits my family. It makes me money. It grows my business. It helps more people. And I even get messages that are like, thank you for just sharing what you shared. Like it made me realize that I can, or it made me realize that I'm not alone. So the impact it has on, I'm here to save the world. And so anytime I can make an impact like that, and help one person feel like they're not alone, or they can be more vulnerable or share something that they were afraid to, that's worth it to me.
Looks like you are developing a lot of fans right now based on the comments that I'm seeing. Miss McCoy, I love this. I love this comment. She says, she doesn't call them haters. She calls them hackers.
Oh.
I love that. And, there's a lot of people joining in that are they just love hearing your message. And we would love for you, see, the goal for these Not Your Typical Psychotherapist Summit is not just being in the same room with an amazing consultant and coaches just like you, Katie. I think last time we experienced an energy in the room, right? I wanted to make it intimate where people can actually engage. What was your experience at the Not Your Typical Psychotherapist Summit as a speaker and attendee?
So as a speaker and a participant, it was, and this is not, what am I saying? It's not an embellishment that it was life-changing for me. It was like no other conference that I had ever been to. And, I really value my clinical work, and I have advanced training in some areas, and I love all of those things, and they really excite me and light me up. But just the energy of these high vibe people who were all there they were higher level people, and I don't even know the right way to say that, but they were all there with an energy of, I'm here to make a difference. I'm here to make an impact. I'm ready to do what it takes. I'm ready to push past this discomfort. I want to jump in and participate and interact and support, abundance and interaction in the room. And it was a life-changing experience.
Yeah.
I walked away feeling like I found my people, and I didn't have that anywhere else.
Wow. Thank you so much. And that's a validation. And here's one of the things that people have said. I wrote it down. The speakers were so generous with their content on stage and off. Some, what is this? Okay. Some during lunchtime even offered other advice that they didn't talk about on their presentation. Incredibly generous speakers. I love Keates May and her hair.
Too easy.
Right. I feel empowered. I may not know the direction I'm going to, but I know that I'm meant to do something much more.
Yes,
what the hell?
Cool,
that's
right?
awesome.
You provided the space that it gave people permission to up level in a way that they might not even have known was possible before that. And that's huge.
Right. Here's another one. The speakers I thought were already rock stars. Now I know that they're rock stars.
Oh.
That is so sweet. That I love that. That validates, the way that I chose my speakers and all of that stuff. I am so excited for you to be one of my speakers again. And, when I reached out to you, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope she says yes, because I'm seeing the surveys, right? I mean, all of you guys, the way that it was planned out is great. And so I'm adding a few things, and here and there, Mike McAllowitz will be our keynote speaker. He'll be talking about, clockwork and profit first. And so we're all going to come together. Katie, any words of encouragement to our listeners? Because my hopes is when they watch this video, they see you and they go, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this. Any words of encouragement for them?
My words, well, I have lots of words, so I'll make it quick. Tap into why you're doing what you're doing and what the impact is that you want to make on the world. And oftentimes I ask myself, what would happen if I didn't share this message? What would happen if the one person who needed to hear this today didn't hear that? What would happen if this person didn't get connected to this service they desperately need to change their lives for the better? And so my, cost benefit analysis of why do I share what I share is because yes, sometimes I feel embarrassed or vulnerable or it feels scary. And at the same time, if I didn't share these things, then other people wouldn't be making these amazing positive changes in the world, that ripple effect outward, like when one person makes a change, then their family sees that change. The people they work with see that change. And so our impact on the world as, therapists and healers and helpers and counselors and coaches, we need to we need to lean into our discomfort in order to make change for the greater good.
Where's your damn book?
It's in the works, man. I'm working on it.
Are you serious? No, for real. Are you serious?
It's ideas. What I really need to do is get it all. It's papers everywhere. I need to organize it all together. But yeah, lifelong goal.
Wow. Okay. All right. I didn't know that. I did not know that until now. And this is phenomenal. So we are looking forward to your book. When it comes out, can you
Way out
pl-
there.
can you please let me know, and then I will share the shit out of that book.
That's amazing. Well, now I need to do it. I've just
You,
said it. That's my
you
other secret. Say it on the internet. You can't take it back. Now I have to do
yes.
it.
I don't know if you know this, but the shit that I say on Facebook and the things that I put myself, is basically to keep myself accountable, because if someone else doesn't hear it,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Mhm.
Right. And usually when I post something, I go, shit, I got to live up to that. So I
That's what I do
actually,
too. Yeah.
you're the same way. So that's good. So again, Katie, again, thank you. Thank you so much
Thank
for doing
you.
this.
You're amazing. I'm excited. Come see us in Florida. Come hang out.
Oh, we definitely will. And so again, for those of you who have not registered for the Not Your Typical Psychotherapist Summit in South Florida, please do so. The link is above, and reach out to Katie May, friend her, watch her live streaming videos in her group. She's not only giving you some tons of workable, tangible content to build your practice, to build your groups, but she's also very inspiring. And now you know the emotional turmoil she's sometimes go through when she's in front of people, and she's normalizing the shit out of it.
Doing it anyway.
Doing it anyway. So again, this is amazing, and share this video, everyone. I'll be doing a lot of editing with this videos as well too, so that you can share it on YouTube. But for now, you are amazing, my friend, and thank you again for agreeing to speak one more time.
Absolutely. Well, more than one more time. I'll keep coming back.
Yes, yes.
All
You
right.
guys heard that, right? You guys heard that. So when she becomes this empire Oprah, and if I reach out to her and go, hey, can you speak at my little tiny event here? You heard it here.
The answer is yes.
Answer is yes. All right, Katie, thank you
All right.
again.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.